well, that's pre-season out the way. Coming a day later than planned is the review. But as you can see, I'm in a different room. I've had to have some work done, so I've had to move temporarily just for a few days into a different room. But like I said, that is pre-season done and dusted. Yesterday, the Mariners played their final pre-season game at home to Peterbrough United. A little bit of a change had to be made before the game kicked off. Christy Pym was down in goal at the start, but he seemed to have pulled up during the warm-up. And later on, David Artell mentioned that it looks like it's a bit of a back problem, but hopefully not too serious and should be available for next week, the season opener. But this game was a very, very good game, a very strong game for Grimsby. Played with, all you can say is a belief on the front foot right from the very beginning. Obviously, the visitors had played a game 24 hours before, so it wasn't necessarily their first team that was there. But obviously, in the end, Seb Orton for the Mariners started in goal. Harvey Rogers, Doug Darm, Cam McJanet and Jaden Sweeney formed the back four, with Gezatori and Evan Curry, trying to say that in one go. That can be quite confusing. Sat behind Dara Burns, Kieran Green and Vernon in midfield as Kabia, or Kabaya as I say, led the attack. I am going to find out, hopefully from Jays, how he pronounces last name, because obviously I'd like to say his last name correct. To be honest, Terrell Warren, Reece Staunton, Sam Lavelle, the new signing, Jamie Walker, Cameron Gardner, Justin Amalazor, and Henry Brown were all named as substitutes. And it was a very, very lively start. Like I said, Town were on the front foot, and made quite a quick start, really. In the first half hour, every single time it was coming down Peterborough's right, Vernon was becoming an absolute menace. And I've always said right from the very start, a fit Charles Vernon is a good Charles Vernon. And but we weren't the ones that had the first chance. It was actually Peterborough off a corner, and then but theirs just went just wide of the near post. But like I said, then it became the attacks just kept flooding from our lot, and a mistake at the back by Peterborough led in for Kabaya to it was like a sliced kick which the goalkeeper didn't really get behind, and it sort of went across the grass, and Kabaya was able to pick it up and run on just a little bit and bury it, absolutely bury it, past Bastian Smith, who was in goal at the time, and gave the Mariners a well-deserved lead, really. And then probably the player of the first half, really, Vernon, was, even before this, he basically was taking on defenders. He was sort of trying to get himself into the box to cause some trouble. We had some great interlinked play as well, between Vernon, between Sweeney, it was great. A little back heel chance by Sweeney to lay it on for Vernon. It was a joy to watch. Where in the main stand, it was an absolute joy to watch. And Vernon had a shot blocked from one of those attacks, but came from a corner, and the Mariners came forward after that. We came close to doubling the lead when Burns, and it was an absolutely beautiful ball through for Kieran Green. But it was a good shot as well. The keeper had to make a good save from that from Greeny's chance, but he held on to it quite well. Smith had a chance as well from Greeny, which just sliced wide really, and then a corner from the away left on 30 minutes was cleared. And then Town were given the chance to make it 2. Again with Vernon, like I said, Vernon was probably the player of the first half in my eyes. Every time he had the ball, he looked like he was going to go ahead and do something. And again, he was able to get into the box and able to cause a little bit of mayhem, and it forced the defender to foul. It was just a little pullback. The referee in the right place to give the penalty, and the good thing is that Vernon stepped up for the pen and put it past Smith with from 12 yards to make it 2-0, and Green also headed from a corner not long after that to try and extend the lead, but wasn't able to. And the first half, like I said, most of the attacks came from the Mariners and looked they looked like a team with freedom in the last couple of games, and it was good to see. Like I said, it was good to see Chaz doing such a good job, and hopefully he can stay fit throughout the season. Because if he does, he could be the difference between Town actually doing something and Town maybe not. But it was a very, very satisfactory first half. And in the second half, though, no changes were made by either side, which is good. Peterborough got a free kick early on. Con Clark floated the ball. Con Clark floated the ball into the box, but nothing came of it. The game's first substitution. Unfortunately, Darragh Burns picked up an injury. Looked a little bit concerning when he went down in the centre circle, but he ended up being replaced by Justin Malazor. It looked a little bit innocuous from where I was, but hopefully it's not too serious for Darragh, and hopefully he can be involved at the weekend, if not in not too much time. An appeal for a second penalty was waved away by the referee after Corey went down inside the box on 65 minutes, and then Warren and Walker replaced McJanet and Green in Town's second and third changes. I did see that penalty decision, and I've got to say I think the referee got that one correct. Penalties are so difficult to give. You've got to be so sure, and obviously from where I was, I wouldn't really have been able to have told, so I sort of accept that. But again, Town carried on for the first hour, 70 minutes almost. The Mariners just kept on going and kept on trying. Seb was doing a good job in goal as well. Walker, a very, very solid, calm head at in the midfield. And Amarazor got his shirt pulled, which gave us a free kick. put the ball into the box, but we were unable to make anything of that as Sweeney unfortunately fired over the bar, but was look at being threatening. But the away side then did get a goal back as Hayes squeezed a low shot past Orton from an hour angle. I have to admit it was a good finish. Seb tried to close the angle down as much as he could, but it just squeezed in past him. A strike by Walker took a deflection and looped over the bar to the end as Town. Like I said, they kept on going. It was probably the most fluent football I've seen Town play in a long time. And when that shot went in from Walker, it looked like it was hanging up in the air for quite some time, but sort of didn't land for them. Lavelle did make his debut for the Mariners, but obviously he may be involved competitively at the weekend. And he replaced Doug Tharm on 77 minutes with Gardner coming on for Vernon at the same time. The offside flag went up against Gardner when his header from the Almanzor cross was well saved by Smith as Town continued to attack. Almanzor is starting to, you can see his confidence in taking players on is getting more and more stronger. And like I said when we signed Justin, we were always, we've got a good player there. If he gets his confidence up, looks like he's already slowly starting to build that. Almanzor then linked up with Walker to create a chance for the former Bradford attacker, but Smith was equal to his shot from inside the box. Again, another reason why I like Justin as much as I do. Moments later, though, Peterborough did level as a well-worked move by James Donnelly, who crossed it from the right for Fox to score from close range. And I was thinking actually Town didn't deserve that. They'd been the better side throughout the game. And I thought, good to come away with a draw. It's funny how it started to rain just after that goal, but I thought Town didn't deserve that. I thought they were very, very unlucky. But Town again, they just, for one, they kept on going. They kept on going. They kept believing, and it was a Almanzor strike from 20 yards, which was struck really well. I thought it was going in myself directly from that, but it was a good save by the keeper, and Sweeney just followed it in, and like it says here, netted the rebound, which he did. I wish we'd played. Every time Jaden scores, I think we need to play the Sweeney theme tune every time Jaden either gets an assist or a goal. I think we need to do that. What do you guys think? I think we do. But it was a great following, and basically the Mariners saw injury time fairly comfortably, but nothing but praise for everybody on that pitch. The only two players that didn't get on was Henry and Reese. Unfortunately, they were the only two that didn't get on, but I'm sure they're going to get involved throughout the season, obviously, because it's a positive end to pre-season for the Mariners, and it was a very successful day, and pretty much makes us what I'd say a pretty solid pre-season. And move on from there. Just to add on to the end of this video, apparently the third kit sales are through the roof, and watching it for the first time on Saturday, it is a lovely kit. So if you are getting the shirt, or you're going to get the kit of it, it's a real good kit. And also just to mention about the women as well at the back end of this video, just to say that they played at Cleefields on Sunday afternoon and got a 4-3 win. Beth Wharton again is, she is becoming the queen of Grimsby Town women, isn't she, really? I mean, she's the benchmark, and another successful pre-season outing for the girls in black and white, and same as the win there for the men of black and white. So it's all around been a good pre-season and been a very good overall summer, I think, for the Mariners so far. There's still about a month to go of the window. We'll see what comes of that. Coming up this week, there will be a couple of videos coming from me. One will obviously be coming out fairly soon in regards to my league prediction that comes this week, including yes, the previews are back as well, and I am looking at probably I will be doing a few lives throughout the season as well. That was an announcement at the end of this I was going to make. I am going to go live throughout the season, some before and some after. We'll work out the pre and the post and shows, and I will let you know when they're going to go live, so you can join me and you can give our discussions generally about the overall position and thoughts on overall things. So there will be lives coming throughout the season. I will probably try that. I'm going to try one going into probably the Harrogate game. Will be the first one I'll try, and why not? So there will be chances for you to interact with me throughout the season as well. So do hit that bell button and that subscribe button. That'll let you know when I upload content, and including when I go live at very soon as well. So hit that subscribe button, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about the game against Peterborough, and it's been a wild start to that, and the big kickoff is next week. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you with my League 2 table predictions later on this week, including the preview for the Crawley game by the end of this week, usually after the pre-match press conferences. So either Thursday night or Friday, there will be a preview out for that, and I'll review the game afterwards as well. But in the meantime, guys, I've waffled on for the 19 minutes, and I think it's all about now the build up for the opening game. In the meantime, guys, up the Mariners, and I'll see you in the next one coming up early this week with the table prediction. So I'll see you then. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Up the Mariners, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.